Aw, yeah. Ah. So this is CSB 853 coming at you full throttle. So we're going to do a little bit of a follow-up today on the Johnny Depp Amber Heard situation. Actually, I might break this up because this could run kind of long and I don't want to do what I did last time, which was like a half hour. So yeah, I think I'm going to do this in a couple of parts. So let's get into it. So I haven't talked about this in a minute. This still affects, the movies, Pirates of the Caribbean. I'm a fan of it. Aquaman, pretty much like my favorite DCEU movie. And all that. So I'm going to talk about her assistant, and I have some notes here to make sure I didn't miss my points. We got Kate James, who is Amber Heard's assistant. And you'll start noticing a pattern with people as they talk about it. So let's see here. So Kate James, she worked with Amber Heard for a little while. In her thing for the court, she explains how Amber wouldn't let her talk to Johnny outside of first met, how she would call Johnny an old man, all these different things. How she was using Johnny Depp's clout to get either free clothing, because, famous people, that's what they need. Free everything. Other people don't, but famous people, yeah, they need free everything. Or very discounted, or she wouldn't even buy it. Amber was manipulative towards Johnny. And for what she puts here, let's see. She also, here we go. I knew there was another part. So she, just to show you the depths of this fantastic person named Amber Heard. She knew that the assistant Kate James had a 4-year-old son, and she said, hey, come bring him over, bake him cookies. So she was taking pictures, without permission, mind you, of her son and Amber. Like, Amber was like, hey, I'm going to take these pictures with your son, pretty much. And then send them to Johnny to show that I'm maternal. Because under normal gender norms and things like that, a lot of men will find someone maternal to be attractive. She also started dressing like Johnny. Now, it's one thing to do behaviors that sometimes you adhere to when you're dating someone. It's different when she's doing it right from the door. She's mimicking him because people like to see themselves. It's a weird mirror thing, whatever. Not getting into that right now. But basically, she would do these things to lure Johnny in and do all these manipulative tactics to basically get him trapped, pretty much. That's what I'm going to say. She trapped him. And how do you use a 4-year-old kid? This is despicable. She also would use the kid sometimes, I think, they said, like, shoots on the red carpet and stuff to keep showing it off. Now, Amber, this great human being, that seems that the media and everything's just like thumbs up, while Johnny's getting ripped apart, even though there's clear evidence showing the opposite. So this wonderful human being, she turns around, and as Kate is revealing things, she also says she never saw Johnny and them hit each other or anything like that. So she's revealing that Amber would flip out on her about stuff, and one that stood out to her, apparently from the report, from what I seen, was that while Kate had her mom visit from Australia or whatever, Amber called her and berated her for like an hour or something about missing her flight because it snowed. Like, Kate has the magical powers as an assistant to control the weather, because secretly Kate's Storm. She's Storm of the X-Men. it's real. So yeah, and different stuff like that. She also talked about how she bragged about using like drugs or certain drugs and stuff like ecstasy, things like that. But what it is starting to show, and this is why I had some notes, she's using this drug. I think it's like Prenanol, I think. I'm usually really good with this, but I haven't really heard of this one. I've heard more of like Adderall. So it's like apparently another type of Adderall kind of thing. And she also used Accutane. Now with the Accutane thing, you actually can't use that for prolonged, if I remember correctly. I know one of them, yeah, I think it's the Accutane, because like after about a week or two, because it does help with psychotic fits of rage, delusion, anger, like fits of just coming out. Sounds familiar, right? But on top of that, Amber was already a unstable person from previous history of certain things that they show. So this is just adding to it. So it's like a person who's already unstable taking something to make it more stable, because apparently she was heavily abusing it. You're only supposed to take doses. She was doubling and tripling the doses and things like that. So Amber Heard is trying to do this whole weird little "I'm the victim" or something like that. Listen, monster. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna call you. You're a monster. Um, I'm done with the sarcasm of you, wonderful person. You're a monster. You need to lose everything. You caused the man to have like physical surgery and stuff. So when Kate met Johnny, she said that he was shy, he was sweet, he was kind, things like that. You'll notice that's a running theme with him, while every time you hear about Amber, she's a psychopath. So Amber, calling him the old man and all this stuff, wouldn't even tell Kate who it was. So Kate's like, why is she berating him? She saw Johnny as a way to do clout, because let's be real, Amber Heard is a very, very attractive woman. She is. Physically and everything. And a lot of dudes want to get with her because she just has a great look. She's very attractive or whatever. Well, she would get upset about like little things and flipping out when things didn't go her way. She apparently exploded on Kate, and she would explode if the littlest thing would go off. And even when she would try to talk to her, Kate would try to talk to Amber. Amber couldn't hear her because she was too busy exploding. Now, I'm not a person who believes that you should let someone just go in on you. I believe you need to let them have it. But I do understand why people don't do that sometimes, because they got to, think about the job. But you also got to remember that you're a person and they're a person, and you need to be treated as a person. And yeah, they could fire you, but Amber, as you see what happened to her now. So the other thing is, Amber used Johnny for clout. Let's be real. She got her L'Oreal deal, which, by the way, isn't it interesting how L'Oreal hasn't dropped her or nothing just from the accusations, hasn't said anything or anything? So I kind of hope people stop using L'Oreal, because apparently they're totally okay with abuse. L'Oreal, wonderful, right? Because they're spokespeople. Now, that's not me coming at L'Oreal in the sense of their product. That's me coming at L'Oreal in the sense that if this was a man doing that situation, he would immediately have been fired. And they need to be equal. Sorry, I need some water. So it's not fair. There we go. So let's be real about that. It's not fair. And she was talking about how from the accusation she lost the movie deal. No, you didn't. First off, you're already proven that you can't speak the truth if the truth was literally standing in front of you and somebody was like, hey, can you tell me the truth? And Wonder Woman threw her lasso around you to give you the lasso of truth. You still find a way to lie because you're a monster and that's what you do. So, no, you didn't. She's also said that she's been getting death threats. Now, here's my personal thing. It's not cool to give people death threats over stories, over things, over stuff like that, because you don't know the situation. You don't know what it is in that level. And to give people death threats is just taking it too far. And that's really just deplorable. Like, why do you need to take it there? A lot of people are even saying that you're not going to do it anyway. You're not about that life. So why would you even do it? Why can't you just call the person out? So with all that situation, apparently she also, oh, their response was that she's what was it? She's an ex-employee with an axe to grind. This is Amber's attorneys about her. Uh, Kate like broke. Uh, yeah. She's bad performer. There it is. Okay, so she's like a bad performer, and they had to fire her because of it or whatever. Now here's what's funny. Kate did a full breakdown. She gave dates, times, things, situations. They never give a situation about her being a bad performance. As a matter of fact, she worked for them for like 3 years or so. But yeah, that sounds like a really bad performer, right? Um, with her with the axe to grind, never said anything about that before, anything like that, and it's just kind of interesting that she does that. Now, Amber also by Kate is like, yeah, she's verbally, mentally abusive. She's all these things. Very similar to what we heard from Johnny and everything. Uh, she just has this history of abuse. Now, here's what's funny. This is how you know sometimes looks and things can power people the wrong way. She has another girlfriend. She has a history of domestic abuse. She's going through this, and she has another girlfriend. Just like that. She's been spokesperson, all this stuff, and it's ridiculous. But just with Kate saying stuff, she used a 4-year-old kid. She started mimicking Johnny to get him to start liking her. She called him an old man and referenced him in all these disparaging ways just so she could get that clout, get that money. And there's even stuff about her dad and everything, about how they were getting Johnny to pay for things like her car, and they did that thing on the show, and like there's a little evidence of her dad being that way, and they used Johnny. She basically used Johnny Depp to try to get where she wanted to be in Hollywood. She did not have Aquaman before Johnny Depp. She did not have her L'Oreal thing for Johnny Depp or some of the other things and opportunities that she got. She got that clout, and they made sure they were seen constantly because she wanted it. She's a gold-digging monster, and they need to take everything away. These companies need to stop with all this junk and treat her just like you would treat anybody else. She needs to lose her deal with L'Oreal. She needs to lose her deal with everything. She should not have anything. If you wanted to blacklist Johnny, and now we know Johnny is fine, then you need to blacklist her. Now, this is her assistant who works very closely with her, who's been around her almost 7 days a week, who did this, and she manipulated a child. How are people defending it? I heard like Nerdette Newsstand, shout out, that I read some of this myself, but I watch other videos for, information to see what people are talking about and stuff too. But yeah, like people are giving out death threats to her, and I've seen some other people talk about it that have talked about it. And if you're defending her, you're defending someone that literally used a child as a means to try to manipulate someone and doing that. So if you're defending Amber Heard and it clearly is shown there's been pictures with this child and things like that, and you hear her, then you're supporting that type of behavior. You're supporting the behavior of a person who will manipulate someone to get what they want, who will physically abuse somebody, who will physically permanently damage this person, where they need reconstructive surgery, and you need to reevaluate yourself. Look at that. Like, if you're blind to defend her, no, she believes women, no, blah, blah. Did you hear the tape? She openly admits that she beats on him. And if you're going to deny that, then you're not a feminist. You're not what you are is you're a person who is blinded by your own shutters. And you're the bad name to when people talk about feminists and they go, oh, feminist. You're that person they're talking about. Because if it's supposed to be about being fair, then you need to be fair. And what Amber Heard is doing with the few people that are defending her, no. Then you're just as bad in aspects of what she is. Also, too, beyond that, another thing Amber Heard has been doing apparently on Instagram, because I used to follow her and stuff. She started putting out weird posts about bullying after she took off the comments. Didn't want to do this on this particular video, but it's it's about to happen. Let me make sure I got everything here She's the minor. She apparently. Oh, that's right. This is also considered new allegations of abuse. Um. Yeah, I think I got all those points out. So back to this. So Amber, besides discrediting her, is also talking about how she's being bullied and things and death threats. I don't. I'm sorry. I know I may seem like a jerk for this. I don't believe you. They're getting death threats like that. I do believe you're getting some. Don't get me wrong. But the way she's saying it, she said she got them so much she had to change her phone number weekly. You know, on a phone you can block people, and also too weekly. Are you getting death threats? How many people knows your phone number? I don't know it. Do you guys know it? Weekly? That doesn't make sense. That's a lie. Because you can literally screen your calls. You can even set up your phone and actually put it where the only people you know. Like there's things you can do. And yeah, like your phone number just kept getting out, but yet nobody has it seemingly. And but then she's talking about how bullying is bad or something, or there are people bullying her on her Instagram. And so I just need to do this really quick, and then I'll end this video here. I didn't want it to go too long. It's already a little bit past where I wanted to go. So Amber Heard, once again, you're about to catch these verbs. You're the abuser. You're terrible. How are you going to say, oh, I'm being bullied? You deserve to be bullied, cyberbullied when people are talking to you because you're doing it to other people. But you're physically abusing people. You're mentally abusing people. You're verbally abusing people. So if people say you're a piece of work, you're trash, you're a monster, you're this, you're all this stuff, as a matter of fact, I'm going to do something that's weird. I'm using my rating system on you, and you are getting my lowest rating of you are hot trash, hot garbage, ball it up, throw it in the trash can. You are dumb. You are terrible. You need to lose everything. I don't care. Okay? Oh, I'm getting bullied. Oh, you're getting bullied? That's what's happening. I'm getting bullied. Have a good cry. Have a good cry. Shed your tears. Oh, well. This is what happens when you're a piece of junk. You abused your previous girlfriend or whatever because you're a terrible human being. You abused Johnny Depp and try to drag him through the mud and ruin his life and his kids' life and everything because you're a selfish piece of garbage. Your family, and I'm talking about your dad and stuff, from what I hear when he's threatening people about with using violence towards them and don't threaten a man for Texas, blah, blah, blah. So that sounds like they're garbage too. So they're two garbage people developed a garbage human being who happened to get famous, who wants to use her fame to get her greediness and her stuff and her free clothes. You're rich. You dumb. Oh. And then you're going to abuse your sister and you're going to yell at her about the weather. Now I get it. You're using some stuff that may be having warping your mind, but are you out of your mind? Like, are you all the way out your mind right now? You're yelling at her because of the weather? I want you to take a tomato. Just take a whole fat tomato and smack yourself in the face with it. A whole fat tomato and just bam, right in the face to yourself because you need it. Jeez Louise. All right. That's all, because I got two more things. Well, it's going to be one more video, and I'm going to cover just two people because they're very similar, just to give you more. But Kate said Johnny was nice and everything, blah, 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 blah. This chick is... she's not even a terrible actress. She's just a terrible person. All right. Anyway, this is CSB 853. I just came at you full throttle. I'm going to get to the next one. I just got myself frustrated. I got to take a quick minute. Stay safe out there. I heard that YouTube, it doesn't really like us saying it. I don't know if you can use the proper medical term. So the Voldemort virus that's going out there, just be smart. Wash your hands. Keep clean. Keep your spaces. Pay attention to what's going on. Be safe. Do everything. If you feel a certain type of way, please, please, please get yourself checked out. All right. And I know we're going through a rough time right now, but we're going to get through it. And I'm not even going to go into the Trump speech thing. So just take care. Be safe. Please. All right. Have a nice one. Yeah.